Hello guys, welcome to 1.9, which is called problem solving. And the essential question is, how can you use this strategy, solve a simpler problem, to help you solve a division problem? So the only two vocabulary words I want you to write down are dividend, which is the number being divided, and quotient, which is the answer of a division problem. Okay? So the steps, and you can pause and write this all down. The steps are, the first three are actually just questions you need to ask. So the first question is, what number or numbers are needed to solve the problem? So you're going to have to circle and highlight, okay, what are the important numbers that I'm going to need to solve this problem? The second step is, are there any numbers that I can combine or add together? The third step is, can I break the dividend, which is why you know what a dividend is, can I break the dividend into smaller numbers? And then the fourth step is, you got to divide the smaller dividends and then combine the quotients. So once again, a dividend is a number being divided. So let's go ahead and let's get into example 1. I'm going to show you all three examples right now, and then I'm just going to stay on to the math template. So there's the first example, okay? There's the second example, and there's the third example. So we got Mark, Michelle, and Ryan. So the first example talks about this guy named Mark. He works in an animal shelter, and he has to feed 9 dogs. So he empties them into an 18-ounce cans of dog food. So he empties 8 18-ounce cans of dog food into a large bowl. He divides the food equally among the dogs. So how many ounces of food is each dog going to get? Well, let's get started with the example. First things first, we need to see what are the important numbers. Well, it says he has, he divides 8 18-ounce bags or cans. So you need to combine those numbers. Those are the numbers so that you need to solve, and then whatever that answer is, it has to be divided by 9. Okay? So, because those are the numbers that we saw. So if we go back real quick to the word problem. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't just ruin it. Okay. He has 8 18-ounce cans. So I need those numbers, and he has 9 dogs he has to feed. So whatever you have to divide it by 9, okay? But you have to first combine 8 18-ounce cans. So that's step 2. What numbers I need to combine? 8 and 18. You need to multiply them, okay? So 8, and let's see if we can get back to it. 18 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64, okay? And then you carry the 6. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14, 144. Now we have to divide 144 divided by 9. So, the third step, can I break the numbers down? Can I break the dividend down into smaller dividends? And we see, yes, I can. A good way to do this is to say, okay, what numbers can 9 go into? Okay, evenly. I know that, and you really want to look at the tens, because that's going to be your easiest one. I know that 9 times 10 is 90. Okay, well, 144 minus 90, okay, is going to be 54. I don't know if I did that math right. So you got 14 minus 0, which is 14. Oh, 4 minus 0, I'm sorry. I did do that wrong. Let me. Sorry about that. It wasn't 14 minus 0. It's 4 minus 0, which is 4. Now we get that into 14, and that turns into a 5, and that gets crossed into a 0. So I know 144 minus 90 is 54. And 54 actually goes into 9 evenly. So I'm going to break 144 up into 90 and 54. So these are the numbers that you're going to have to divide by 9. And look at this. This looks like we can use my favorite property, which is the distributive property. 9 can go into here and here. So 90 divided by 9 plus 54 divided by 9. Okay? Now we got to find the quotients of the smaller numbers and then combine it, and that's our answer. Okay? So 90 divided by 9 is 10. 54 divided by 9 is 6. 10 plus 6 is 16. So 144 divided by 9 is 16. Once again, the way I found 90 and 54 is I said, okay, well, I know 9 times 10 is 90. Let me subtract and see if this number can be divided equally by 9. And sure enough, it can. This is why you need to know your multiplication facts. Okay, so example 2 is Michelle. She has a 137-inch plank of wood, so that's a number I need, 137. She has a 137-inch plank of wood, and it says that the ends are jagged, so she's going to subtract 2 inches from each end. So I need to subtract minus 2, minus 2. So 137 minus 2 is 135. That minus 2 is 133. So, and it says that she's going to make 7 shells, so she has to divide it by 7. Alright, so I did step 1. I saw the numbers I needed to solve. I combined the numbers. I know in the steps I said to add, but combining might mean you have to subtract. Like in this case, we had to subtract the numbers. So make sure you write add or subtract, okay? Because sometimes when you bring the numbers together, in this case, it's subtraction. And I know combine is typically a word that we use for addition. But in this case, we had to bring the numbers together and we had to subtract, okay? So 133 minus 7. Once again, I'm going to multiply 7 times 70, okay? And I'm going to say, okay, what's 133 minus 70? I'm just going to do this real quick. I know it's 63, so I know I can combine it into 70 and 63, okay? And once again, I'm going to do distributive property. 70 divided by 7 plus 63 divided by 7, okay? 70 divided by 7 is 10. And 63 divided by 7 is 9. So 10 plus 9 equals 19. 133 divided by 7 is 19. Alright, let's do the last one real quick. Ryan has 9 14-ounce bags of popcorn. I'm going to combine 14 and 9. That's going to get me 126. And then it says a small bag holds 3 ounces. So how many are we going to have? So I got to divide, I got to divide 126 by 3. Well, I know that 3 times 10 is 30. That's not really going to help me much. So I'm going to say, okay, 126 is the same as 120 plus 6. And I know 3 times 12, or 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 times 40 is 120. 3 times 2 is 6. And my answer is 42. I did the steps. I just did a lot of them very quickly. So if you need to see that again, please rewind. If you have any questions, please ask me. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.